Hi my loves, welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome. Here in this channel we'll talk about relaxed hair care, hair growth tips, protective styling, and anything hair related. So if you know you're interested in this type of content, please consider subscribing to join the family. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to retain length after relaxing your hair. So generally, whether you retain length or get breakage does not necessarily depend on whether you are relaxed or natural. More importantly, it depends on how you take care of your hair while relaxed or while you are natural. So relaxed hair doesn't equate to damaged hair, and you can definitely get healthy relaxed hair. So whether you are natural or relaxed, your hair can be healthy or damaged depending on how you take care of it. And how you take care of relaxed hair may differ from how you take care of natural hair, because let's not sugarcoat it, relaxed hair is naturally weaker than natural hair for the same person. So if a particular person transitions from natural to relaxed hair, their relaxed hair will naturally be weaker than their natural hair. So meaning you have to take extra care in order to see length retention. So in order to get length retention while you are relaxed, the process starts even before relaxing your hair. So there are things you have to do before relaxing your hair, things you are going to do while relaxing your hair, and things you are going to do after relaxing your hair in order to get length retention. Now, starting from what you have to do before relaxing your hair, you have to make sure that every long-term protective style you are on, you take them down at least 2 weeks before your relaxer touch up, and this is to allow your hair and your scalp to breathe and recover before the relaxer process itself. The other thing you may have to do is a protein treatment. So you're going to do this depending on what works for you, because not everybody does a protein treatment before relaxing their hair. But if you feel your hair really needs that extra protein before you relax your hair, then go ahead and do a protein treatment. Personally, I don't do protein treatment or deep conditioning before my relaxer touch up. But like I said, if you feel that your hair needs that extra protein, or you need to give your hair extra strength to be able to withstand that relaxer process, then go ahead and get a protein treatment. Now, another thing you have to do before relaxing your hair is to apply a petroleum jelly or any sort of barrier cream on your previously relaxed hair. So what this is going to do is to act as a barrier between your hair strands and the relaxer, so that in case the relaxer comes in contact with your previously relaxed hair while you are relaxing your hair, there is not going to be over processing. So that's why it's important to apply petroleum jelly to your previously relaxed hair. You are also going to apply petroleum jelly to sensitive areas of your hair, like your edges, your nape area, and all of that. And if you have very sensitive scalp, you can go ahead and apply petroleum jelly on your scalp as well. Now, moving on to the things you have to do while you are relaxing your hair in order to retain length. The first thing I'm going to be talking about here is to relax only your new growth. So you want to avoid applying the relaxer to your previously relaxed hair as much as possible and relax only your new growth. Relaxers are meant for only your new growth. You'll be doing your hair a whole lot of damage if you apply your relaxer to the whole length of your hair. The only time you are permitted to apply relaxer to the full length of your hair is if you are natural, meaning the relaxer is going to be coming in contact with the full length of your hair for the first time. But if you have been relaxing your hair, then the relaxer should be applied to only your new growth. And that's why it's important that you apply petroleum jelly prior to relaxing your hair, so that in case the relaxer mistakenly comes in contact with your previously relaxed hair, the petroleum jelly can protect your hair strands from over processing. Now, the second thing you have to do while relaxing your hair is to stick to the recommended time on the relaxer kit. Always make sure you read the instructions on the relaxer kit or on the relaxer label or on the relaxer box before you relax your hair. And this is also going to include the recommended time. So the recommended time is is going to differ depending on your hair type, whether you have fine hair, medium textured hair, or coarse hair. So always stick to the recommended time for your hair type according to the type of relaxer you use, because different relaxers are going to have different instructions and different recommended durations. So if you switch your relaxer, don't think that because you have been relaxing your hair for 20 minutes before, that also applies to this new relaxer, because it may be different. The recommended time on your previous relaxer may have been 20 minutes and the one for this new relaxer may be 15 minutes. So that's why it's always important to read the instructions on your relaxer kit. Now moving on, the next thing you have to do while you are relaxing your hair is to make sure that you do not comb through your hair, okay? Because I see a lot of people make this mistake. Never comb through your hair while the relaxer is on your hair. What you can do instead of combing through your hair is to smoothen the relaxer through your hair strands with your fingers or your hands. Your hands are enough to smoothen the relaxer and evenly distribute the relaxer on your hair strands. Never make the mistake of going in with a comb, because if you do this, you are going to get a breakage. So I've talked about things you have to do before you relax your hair, things you have to do while relaxing your hair. Now moving on to the things you have to do after you relax your hair, that's after you apply the relaxer on your hair. The first thing I'm going to talk about is using a neutralizing shampoo. Never ever skip the use of a neutralizing shampoo on your relaxer days. In fact, if you don't have a neutralizing shampoo, don't even relax your hair, because the neutralizing shampoo stops the relaxer process and restores the normal pH of your hair strands. So if you skip this process and just go on with a regular shampoo, even if you have washed off the relaxer process is still going to continue even after you wash off the relaxer. So that's why using a neutralizing shampoo is important, to neutralize the effects of the relaxer, stop the relaxer process, and restore the normal pH of your hair. Now moving on, the next thing you have to do after relaxing your hair is to do a protein treatment. Relaxers are harsh chemicals, guys, and they actually work by breaking down the protein bonds in our hair, because it's the protein bonds that gives your hair that coily, kinky texture. So what the relaxer does is to break down these bonds in order to give your hair that straighter and silky look. And when this happens, your hair is naturally going to become weaker. So this is where the use of a protein treatment comes in. So a protein treatment restores the strength that your hair may have lost from the relaxer process. So if you want your hair to be stronger and retain strength after a relaxer process, always make sure to follow it up with a protein treatment. Now after a protein treatment, the next thing you are going to have to do is follow it up with a moisture treatment. This is going to give your hair that protein moisture balance, and this balance is very important in improving the health of your hair and in retaining length. So always make sure you follow up your protein treatment with moisture treatment. Now after the whole relaxer process, like washing, conditioning, and all of that, the next thing you have to keep in mind is handling your hair gently, because your hair have just undergone a major process. In case you guys didn't know, a relaxer process is a very stressful process, and that is why you have to make sure that all these things are in place, like before your relaxer routine, while you are relaxing your hair, and after your relaxer routine, in order to avoid breakage and see length retention. So a relaxer process itself is a very stressful process, and after the process, your hair and scalp may be in a delicate state. So this is why you want to make sure you are handling your hair gently. Everything you are going to be doing to your hair that period, especially for the first 2 weeks after you relax your hair, you want to make sure that you are very gentle, ranging from your moisturizing routine to your combing, detangling, anything you want to do to your hair at that point, just make sure you are very gentle. Now moving on, the next thing I'm going to be talking about is give your hair a break. Like I said, the relaxer process is a stressful process, so you want to make sure that you give it enough time to rest and recover before you go back into your normal routines, especially when it comes to long-term protective styles. So for the first first 2 weeks after your relaxer touch up, there should be no form of long-term protective styles. No box braids, no twists, no sew-ins, no extensions, none of that. Instead, you can be doing short-term protective styles like buns and low manipulation styles like ponytails. So you have to make sure that you give your hair a break to enable it rest and recover from the relaxer process. So basically, you are going to give your hair a break for like a month. So that's going to be 2 weeks prior to the relaxer process and 2 weeks after the relaxer process. So for this entire period of 1 month, there is not going to be any form of long-term protective styles. Now moving on, the next thing I'm going to be talking about is trims. So this should be a very important part of your regimen if you want to see length retention. If your ends are damaged, there is no need holding onto them. Just trim them off, sis. I know I'm not the best in this department, but I'm trying to be more consistent with my trims now, and honestly I see the best results whenever I trim off dead and split ends. So sis, if your ends are dead, if they are split, trim them off, because if you don't trim them off, those splits are going to travel up your hair shaft and eventually break off, and the breakage you are now going to get from this will be longer strands. So instead of just losing shorter strands from your trims, you are now going to be losing longer strands of hair from those split ends traveling up your hair shaft. So that is why it is important that if your ends are damaged and split, you should trim them off. So moving on, the next thing I'm going to be talking about is to make sure that you are carrying out your normal hair care practices. So you want to make sure that you are consistent with your normal hair care routines. So things like your moisturizing and sealing, your regular protein treatment, your regular moisture treatment, washing your hair when you need to, and every other part of your hair care regimen. So you want to make sure that you are taking care of your hair consistently over time and not just during your relaxer touch up. So guys, I am quickly going to summarize all the tips I have mentioned that is going to help you retain length after relaxing your hair. So this includes taking down your protective styles at least 2 weeks before your relaxer touch up, doing a protein treatment before your relaxer touch up, applying petroleum jelly to your previously relaxed hair, to your edges, your nape area, and to your scalp if you have sensitive scalp. Relax only your new growth. Stick to the recommended time on the relaxer kit. Do not comb through your relaxer. Use a neutralizing shampoo after your relaxer process. Do a protein treatment and a moisture treatment after your relaxer touch up. Make sure that you handle your hair gently. Give your hair a break. Trim your hair when necessary, and make sure that you are consistent with your normal hair care routines. So guys, if you can do all the things I have mentioned in this video, you will definitely see a positive result when it comes to the health and length of your hair. So yeah guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you are new here and you aren't subscribed, please consider subscribing to join the family, and don't forget to turn on the post notification bell so that you'll be the first to get notified whenever I upload a new video. So yeah guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.